Hi, Dave Roscoe here. It is Wednesday, October 15th, 2025, and we are at the end of the current hackathon, and now we just wait and see who gets the grand prize. I also want to go over some user comments. Now that I'm not talking about price action on my updates, I do want to go back to something I used to do, which was addressing user comments. So if you have questions or anything you'd want more information on, putting it in the comments will let me know that I can look for it and maybe feature it on my show and answer your question. So keep those comments coming. Not only does it help the algorithm put my videos in front of more people, it also gives an opportunity for me to know exactly what you guys want to know about. So it's a win-win. Let's take a look at the metrics. The circulating supply is at 8.27 billion pi, and there were 6,683 user accounts migrated yesterday, totaling 1.5 million pi. Not a lot of migrations, but I will say that there is 37.3 million pi in the Pi migration wallet right now, and migrations are happening. So it may have been low yesterday, but they've been happening all day today. So maybe my numbers tomorrow will be much better. The migrated unlocked rewards are at 3.17 billion pi, with 4.3 million pi unlocked in the last 24 hours, and now free to be traded on the open markets. This user says, "Hi Dave, people like you, the enthusiasts, must be collected, employed full-time by Pi Core team. You deliver 10 times more useful information than all Pi team together. The only reason not to employ enthusiasts like you is that they hide in some dark secrets." That may very well be true. And I do agree with you. I have many times made my intentions clear to the Pi network that I'm available should they want a spokesperson. And at one point, they even advertised and solicited entries for an influencer program. Now, they seem to have abandoned that idea. And a recent blog post, or actually not even a blog post, an email that was sent out to people saying that we want you to put out videos about the Pi network, but it's not officially linked to us at all. So what that tells me is that that influencer program that they wanted to roll out, they've completely abandoned, but they still want us to talk about them. Now I'm going to do that anyway, and I have been. So if Pi Network wants to bring me on board, that's great. But I'm still going to speak my mind. I mean, if they were to bring me on board, I'm going to speak my mind. If I don't like what they're doing, then it's up to them to explain to me why it's a good idea. Short of that, I'm going to just tell it how I see it. But honestly, they're not going to bring me in. They don't want me in there. But you're not the first person to bring this up. I agree with you 100%. I'm open to the idea, but it's just not going to happen. Thanks for the comment. This user asks, why not call it a token brand or branded token other than token creation? It's just a suggestion. It's a good suggestion. But I will say that this is more of a question of semantics. What the Pi network is now rolling out is indeed token creation. The Pi network does not currently have any tokens. Now, their white paper leads people down a strange path because it references the Pi coin as a token when it refers to it as a utility token. But let's be very clear. The Pi coin is a coin. And the reason you know this is a coin is that it has its own blockchain. It's a layer 1. And all fees are paid in this native coin. That is the very definition of coin. What the Pi network has introduced is the ability to create tokens. And a token is a coin analog that exists on someone else's blockchain. In this case, the Pi network's blockchain. So the Pi network and the Pi coin reside on the layer 1 blockchain as the Pi coin. And you can create a token that's a layer 2, but that is a token because it does not represent the native token or the native coin for the blockchain. And the fees that are paid for any transactions are still paid in the native currency of the blockchain, which in this case would be the Pi coin. So it is literally the creation of tokens. Now, whether you use it for a brand, would facilitate the clarification of a branded token, but they're not mutually exclusive. You are creating tokens. Let's not be ambiguous about that. Now, what that token represents depends on the context in which you use it, whether that be a branded token or something else. So they got it right. It is a token creation capability, and how that token is used or implemented or whatever will determine what other qualifiers you want to put on that. So thanks for the question. Well, that's all I've got for today. Please keep those comments coming, keep those questions coming, and maybe I will choose your question or your comment to highlight in a future video. So if anything breaks, I'll be sure to let you know. But until then, don't panic, stay the course, and remember, the success of the Pi network begins with you. Pi to the moon. Peace.